there are clusters of algae that have a higher IQ than Kamala Harris. That's not an opinion. That's empirical fact. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug Tenaple. This is where the happy patriots are.
Some people have a question, given maybe your current role as Vice President of the United States, how different you are from Joe Biden.
Well, I'm obviously not Joe Biden. And
yes, dummy. He was asking you if you are actually interchangeable with the person Joe Biden.
Well, I'm obviously not Joe Biden. And
Kamala Harris straightened that out. Just in case we were worried about the identity of is she and Joe occupying the same person.
Well, I'm obviously not Joe Biden.
Two souls in one body, that the identity of Kamala and Joe Biden are the same person. She said, first of all, I'm not Joe Biden. Thank you, Kamala. That's what we were all wondering. We were all asking.
You know, I offer a new generation of leadership. And so, for example, thinking about developing and creating an opportunity economy where...
Great, here goes, opportunity economy. She's going to try to unpack her economic theory right now, and this is going to be full. Milt Friedman is rising up from the grave right now to take notes on the economy.
The operation of the free market is so essential, not only to promote productive efficiency, but even...
Hayek, Road to Serfdom, to Tocqueville. They're coming up to take notes going, yes, tell us. John Locke is coming up. Yes, tell us, Kamala, about your economic theory. The Laffer curve.
It's about investing in areas that really need a lot of work.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Some areas. They need not a lot of specifics on that. Not a lot of meat on the bone yet, but we'll get to it, right, Kamala? Here we go.
And maybe focusing on, again, the aspirations and the dreams, but also just recognizing that at this moment in time, some of the stuff we could take for granted years ago, we can't take for granted anymore.
I love the what the hell of the American people. They hid this interview, by the way, of her. They don't want you seeing this, but I love Jesse Waters' response to this.
What did she just say?
Guys, this idiot has half of America voting for her. This is not an indictment of Kamala Harris. I love Kamala Harris. I'm glad she exists. I love my, drunken box wine aunt. What terrifies me is that half of America is dumb enough or evil enough to go for her. And I will unpack that, what I mean by that.
My approach is about new ideas, new policies that are directed at the current moment.
My smart friends, there's no way in hell they can look at this sentence and say to me with a straight face, Doug, she's legit smart. She's legit making a point. If you say that, I don't believe you. Now, you can come at me and say, Doug, when Trump said 2 Corinthians or something, or does one of his weird generalities, are you saying that he is some kind of a genius? No, I would never say that about Trump. I don't say that about Trump, but you do say that about Kamala. Kamala is dumb, way dumb. And if you're not able to say that, then you are lying to yourself and you're lying to me, and that's immoral. Let's watch more dumb together.
And also, to be very honest with you, my focus is very much in what we need to do over the next 10, 20 years to catch up to the 21st century around, again, capacity, but also challenges.
I just want you to come to me and just say, Doug, I get it. She's a moron. I would rather vote for a mushroom than Donald Trump. You have to at least say that. That I'll believe. If you say, I hate him, I despise him, I will vote for a manhole cover, which is what Kamala literally is. Okay, well, here's Kamala Harris being fact-checked by reality. And this shows that ABC that tried to lie over her. And of course, they didn't do the fact checks. They didn't do their homework. They don't care. They're just here to snow you. Here's her attacking fracking.
There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking. So, yeah.
Yeah, easy. Why didn't ABC bring that one up during the debate? Well, because that would make her look bad.
And starting with what we can do on day one around public lands, right? And then there has to be legislation. But yes, and this is something I've taken on in California. I have a history of working on this issue.
I like how she corrects the CNN lady. I have a history of working on this. For those of you who don't understand, right? If For those of you who are defending her going, oh, she's not going to ban fracking. No, she's saying, hey, you dummy, I actually have a history on this. You should learn from my history that I love banning fracking. How dare you not learn from my long history on this subject?
To your point, and that we have to just acknowledge that the residual impact of fracking is enormous in terms of the impact on the health and safety of communities. Yeah, so thank you.
So would you ban offshore drilling?
Yes, and I've, again, worked on that.
You, ABC fact checkers, should know that. So when your liberal friend says she's not going to ban offshore drilling, you go to them and say, no, you're lying to yourself. You should know her history. She's condemning you. You should know her history. She's done a lot of work on that, actually. Those of us in the Trump camp, we're telling you the truth. She's going to ban offshore oil and ban fracking.
Well, I will tell you, I agreed with President Biden's decision to pull out of Afghanistan. 4 presidents said they would, and Joe Biden did.
Now, this is on some kind of a military camp out in the field fighting for us, where she talked about backing out of Afghanistan. And now she claims that we're not in the theater of battle. There's a cuss word coming up. But again, if these guys can serve our country, they can use what language they want. But they make an incredible point. Destroy her, fact check her, all in one moment.
And as of today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world. The first time this century. What? But let's understand.
So where the fuck are we right now?
They're in a war zone and they're watching the debate and they're going, where are we? That's the best fact check against her. Of course, that will do nothing to your liberal friends that are just like, I'll vote for a manhole cover. I love when she lies to me. Just keep lying to me. Slap me in the face with your lies, Kamala. I'm here to support you no matter what, because Trump dumb. Here's Dan Crenshaw on some of the theaters of battle that Kamala Harris, she would be getting intelligence briefs on this. She would know this if she ever read a piece of paper, if she was ever involved in administration. There's no U.S. troops in active combat zones. How did ABC let Kamala get away with that during the debate? U.S. sailors and Marines are fighting off of Houthi attacks in Yemen. Over 3,400 troops are engaged in Iraq and Syria. We have forces in Western Africa battling terrorists. Just this year, 3 U.S. soldiers were killed and 40 injured in Jordan by an Iranian-made drone. Nearly 1,000 troops are still deployed in Syria, and 2,500 remain in Iraq under Operation Inherent Resolve. Your friends who vote for Kamala are either dumb or evil, but they're not well informed. That's a fault of our media, and that half of America is going for Kamala. Well, they're zombies. I'm Doug in Exile. Subscribe.